The binge on Football Manager didn't really happen. I've been playing on Gran Turismo as well today. So it's a late night session of Football Manager, and I want to still try and get us to the point where we get into the new stadium. We got the name for the stadium, by the way. I'll talk about it in a second. Unfortunately, I have rushed it a little bit, and I've rushed it to a point where we've been quite detrimental to the club. Okay, so I want you to brace yourselves. This is the first team. You might be already seeing that it's missing a big player because Wassim Cabal, he's on his way to Lyon after forcing the pre-contract agreement. I do a trick where I put the transfer valuation to 0 and then I reject all offers. That keeps most of the players, 95, 96% of the players around the club, but some squirm through the net. We had a conversation. I said the finances weren't right on the transfer offers that Cabal was getting at that moment in time. And I thought if I'd quickly rejected everything, that no one would offer a contract for next season. How wrong was I? 3 teams offered a contract. One was Lyon. He's going to Lyon. Which kind of makes sense. He's French. He's going back to his home country. Okay, whatever. It is so disappointing because he is like... I think he's the oldest player in the team at 23. Well, he's definitely the captain with the 16 leadership. He's kind of the player everybody turns to. And we're losing that. And now look at the team. I mean, the oldest player is Kevin Lopez at 22. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Hardincia is 23. Okay, well, you, my friend, are now the old guy at 23. But outside of that, it's a fairly fucking young squad, isn't it? It's such a young squad. A few more changes before we get into like the transfer history and what's happened through the season. It's not an interesting game, let me tell you, what we're going to play, but it has some sentimental value. We have a lot of loans. This is a recent loan that I wanted to talk in more detail about. David Poplioek, whatever his name is. He's actually now fairly determined, got 15 determination. He's becoming more sensible as he grows older. However, he still has a bit of a wild side about him. I wanted to get him out to Lech Poznan because they deemed him as an important player going out on loan. And it's had a positive effect on him. He's growing slightly. And also, it's having a positive effect on a player that's not even playing that much at the moment. But Ilian Drift? Because Ilian Triff. Because he is seeing a few more games. He might be feeling a bit more respected, higher up in the pecking order. And he's reacted very well to it. You might have also noticed we changed goalkeeper. Paul Afori came back from loan in around January time, after being on loan twice at the Ghanaian clubs, Mariama and Asante Kotoko. All right, and his stats are great. He's grown really, really well in Ghana. So that's what was always going to happen. When you have a player like that, you put him into the first team. You push him into the first team. I didn't want Adrovic to kind of stagnate as our second choice goalkeeper. So he's now on loan to Nacional Madeira. Cool. And that's it. Just a little shout out to Robert Makovich, the lad that came out of our youth intake. Looking great. Looking absolutely fantastic at this moment in time. 19 years old. Stats, information, top 50 wonder kids. Makovich, this kid, was 7th out of 50 In total, we had 7 players in the top 50. Awesome. And I think this is the earliest point at which we'd wrapped up the title. We've already got the Luxembourg title, that's no problem. We got it wrapped up on the 5th of April. Usually, it goes right down to the wire, or the last couple of weeks at least. But no, this was on the 5th of April against Progress Niederkorn. Now we're on the schedule, we might as well talk about it. We did beat Arsenal in the quarter-final second leg, but overall they ran out, let's try and count it quickly, 6-4 winners on aggregate. Okay, so good luck to Arsenal. Who we're going to play this time around at Hostert home. And it is a big one in the fact that it is the last game at the old stadium. The street, the location of the stadium, it's not called the Old Mill, but the street kind of is the Old Mill, or referring to an old mill. So I'm kind of like nodding to the past with the new stadium that we're going to go into. Someone suggested call it the Old Mill, but why don't we call it the New Mill? Because obviously it is not the Old Mill. It's not even, like, the stadium's not even referring to the Old Mill itself, the old stadium. It's Stade Municipal. It's just a bland name. But I can understand, like, a lot of fans have been going to the Old Mill place, the street, whatever, wherever it is, and they might be teary-eyed that their old stadium is going, so to, like, kind of tip our hats to the past and kind of always remember where we came from. The new stadium is going to be called, I've got it on the translate, we're going to do this properly, Stade du Nouveau Moulin, which is obviously New Mill Stadium, or Stadium of the New Mill. Okay, so that's that. It's not being called Stade du Nouveau Moulin at this moment in time. Need to get that sorted. It's still called Titus Pétange Stadium. Right. Now to talk about transfers. Of course, Cabal is going at the end of the season, which is just a gut punch and a half. It did make me react for the first time in this save. I've not really been put under that kind of awkwardness or pressure by a sale, because this is just a humongous player for us, and he'll be a big loss, and he'll probably be a world-class footballer when he gets to 27 years old. He almost is a world-class footballer at this moment in time. We're probably never gonna be able to get him back. It just is what it is. So, with the money that we had, we knew what to do with it. We got a big sale out in January. That's the list of ins from the last episode onwards, and that's the list of outs. Okay. We got rid of Pavel Prikryl, so 2 of our big centre-backs out on the way. This guy hopefully has found his ceiling, or near his ceiling. Hopefully he's not as good as Wassim Cabal, or else we're going to be in real shit in terms of centre-back. Or maybe not real shit. We've still got, like, we had a lot of centre-backs. A lot of good quality centre-backs. So I'm not really that worried. But I need to get it right with the transfer, okay? And Prikryl needed to move. There was a big transfer war for him, essentially. And Inter Milan won that with a 17.5 plus 40%, 17.5 million plus 40% of next sale bid. He was just make weight, because we just broke the Luxembourg record for a guy who was 5-star potential and had been 5-star potential for 3 fucking years. I can't really explain how difficult that is to stay 5 stars on my scouting reports for 3 years. Here's the scouting right now. Players. There's 4 players on my filters that are 5 stars. Meaning that this team that we've got is fucking sensational, I think. I mean, like, out of the world of football, the players that are interested, at least 4 people of 5-star quality. We had a cheaper option, but he was not as impressive, in my opinion. Half the money, not as impressive. We needed to get a big boy, a big hitter, or someone that could try and hold a candle to what Cabal did for us. So here we go. I'd like to welcome into the club Mil Reinders, who is a Belgian 6'2" centre-back. And the best thing about him is that he broke his foot. He actually transferred with a broken foot to Titus Pétange. And his bravery is 18. I love the fact that he just broke his foot and he was like, yeah, I'm good. Because usually the bravery takes a really big hit. Nah, not with Mil Reinders. A 19 determination, driven, slightly injury prone, which is a problem, but he's got a great wheel to say that he just turned 20. He'll be all right. He will be all right, definitely. Way more impressive than that Spanish kid. For twice the money, I understand, but very, very impressive stuff. There's not that many players to spend the money on, so spend it properly. Don't spend it on a cheap one if it doesn't look as good. Spend it fucking properly. The guy's got great vision. Aerial's nearly in the dark green. You know what I mean? He's going to be a good player. There's no doubt about that. Unless he just flatlines immediately. But you can't stay on my scout reports for 3 years on a 5-star potential and not be good. I'd bet that these players... Beardmore. Beardmore's been 5 stars for a long time. He's not really been interested that much. He's gone in and out of interest. But I bet Beardmore's a good player. These lads could be good players. Some of them, most of them are recent. You know, oh, mate. It's nice to grab one. It's nice to actually flex financial muscle with the 24 million. Okay. First transfer in was John Carranza. Terrible. I don't think he'll be at the club for much longer. As we do the shortlists at the start of every year for the previous year, youth intake, we just collect all the players in the youth intake and then filter and whatever. It just helps me try and find like youth talent. This guy popped up, 5 stars. Easy signing. £800,000 was his compensation, so £800,000 I paid straight to Atlanta, and they were quite happy with it. I made sure that he wasn't going to sign a new deal with his former club, so I gave him, I think, £5,000 in wages. I see that he's not taken that wage yet, but he's provisionally agreed it. He could be good. I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to find really cheap options for the most part in Europe now, because the players that we're looking at, the 5-star ones, the ones that will push our team, will probably come out of the big teams. They'll probably understand how good they are from the get-go, and they'll probably be wanting 30, 40 million from the off. It'll only be before they sign like any professional deal with their club that we'll be able to get them on a compensation fee. Or agree at a deal that's like way cheaper. Obviously, Reinders is there. Amit Balkaya is another option at centre-back, a youngster. Yet again, driven, 20 determination, love it. This is a cheap one from Offenbach. Just an option. Let's see how he does. Really nice wheel. Could even turn into a midfielder, I think. £850,000. And then a couple of like transfers from the past. These guys have just not really turned into what you'd expect. I mean, his wheel's really nice. We have a few of these where the wheel's really nice, but their potential is rather lacking. So we'll keep him around. Try and get him on a quick loan deal, £925,000 for Paulo Escobedo. And then Manuel Arredondo has just signed him about, what, was it 4 days ago? And there he is. Yeah, 4 days ago. 22nd of April. Boom. 26th. Oh. It's almost that date in real life, isn't it? And there he is. 4-star potential. Probably not going to be the one, but was worth a gamble at £500,000. So in 44 million, out 33.5. With the clauses, I'm sure we've made like transfer profit through the season. But it's all talk. Mil Reinders. I've bought a mil for 24.5 mil. How about that? And we're moving into the new mill from the old mill. Hello? It's all mills today. So I think we've gone through everything. Yep. 7-0 against Nice. How about that? What a result that is against Nice. Paradiso scored twice. O'Halloran scored once. Shin Young-ho scored once. Yaroslav Suchan scored once. Lefinier scored twice. Just a shout on Shin Young-ho. Asian Player of the Year. Thank you very much. What a title that is. What an honour. Liu Xiaobo was second, by the way. He might be turning into a winger. Because for the last, year and a half, I've been trying to train him on his shooting. And he has got better at it. But he's still miles off the pace. And I can't really afford to have it. He really misperformed in the first leg against Arsenal. He had some gilt-edged opportunities. Also, I realised that it's Titus Pétange's reputation at the moment that's stopping this kid from having, a huge shirt boost, a huge merchandise boost from Asia. Because as soon as Liu Xiaobo went to Dortmund, boom, man had the trait. He had it right there. He makes £1.2 million for Dortmund extra. Where was that for us? Where was that for us, lad? So, try and hold on to Shin Young-ho. Might be turning into a right winger, but then he's going to be in the shadows of Paradiso, I'm sure. I don't know. He's obviously very, very good. But we've got strikers with way better finishing than that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. This could be a really, really long episode because this game against Hostert, you recall, Hostert gave us a really, really interesting match at the start of this season. 4-5 loss. A hell of a lot of goals. There's going to be a lot of highlights. We need to get our own back. But more to the point, our final game at Stade Municipal. It's been a ride. We've seen it expanded plenty of times. But it's time to say goodbye. And what a fuck me. What a way to say goodbye to it. Jesus Christ. It looks great as well. It has definitely improved since the first time that we played there. Fuck me, Lefinier. Just so... Oh, no. I can't even show you. I can't even show you. Because we are going for it. Balic, by the way, soon as the old centre-back, I've just lost his name. Kasim? Ooh. Anyway, Balic is really once the move from the centre-back to Leon, whoever he's called, Wasim Kabir? Oh my god, I've lost it in my head. Balic kind of stepped up and filled it in. It was really, really quick at progressing for the next 2 months. It's a bad miss there by Shin. Oh, want to click on something, but there's highlight after highlight. It's not like I can make it any quicker anyway, because it's like key highlights. Go on, Paradiso, trying to tuck it in from the acute angle. We're giving these fans a... Please let me click on the fucking name. Please. Leffinger, dropping deep. It's Shin Young-ho! Yay! 3-0. This shows you the kind of gap between us and the rest. Oh. If I remember, Rob Brain scored an absolute beauty against Hoster, you know, in the 5-4 loss. I need to show you that if it's still available. This is a celebration. We've had 10 shots in 19 minutes. This team is going to win the Champions League. I've never had that, where the scout reports, there's only 4 that I've got on my filters. Usually you have a handful. At Rupel Boom, maybe when we were like all dominant, we had a few. We've been good with our recruitment this time around. And it does help when you're able to get millions and millions for your players like really early. This is really early in comparison to like the toil, especially with Vashash. Paradiso. There's Shin Young-ho. I say that he's got bad finishing. He scored 48 this season. It's not bad, is it? I just hope his finishing was a bit better. He can get himself in the right place, and obviously aerially is brilliant. Can Hoster get a consolation goal? Absolutely not. We're not making that mistake again. Bro, if this turns 5-4, I will delete this save. It'll be over. Happily. He's missed it. That's how confident I am that that will not happen again. It's the club's day. It's the club's day, lads. You don't lose these games with the final match at the stadium, man. Too much history, too much pride at stake. Leffinger. Just waiting for the Paradiso run. Suchan in the middle. Marvellous. Just admire these. Like, every single time we play a game recording, it's always difficult. There's always stuff that we have to overcome. And for once, it's just nice to sit down and just talk about the team as they're whipping someone good and proper. Paradiso swing it in. It's lovely. It's Shin Young-ho with his 49th goal of the season. Get in there. 38 minutes gone. 5-0 Titus Pétange. I can imagine streamers going off. Toilet bog rolls. People are throwing bog rolls around. Proper classic scenes. Flares are out. I don't know why Shin Young-ho is feeling demotivated from what I've just said. Man, just chill. Just chill. You've scored 3, I think. It's Shin Young-ho to Paradiso. You know, if Shin Young-ho scores even more, he's just gonna shut me up. There is a penalty. Number 38's taking it. Leffinger. It's a lovely penalty. He scored 61. Between Leffinger and Shin Young-ho, they've scored they've scored 100. They've scored a ton. All right, okay. I mean that's more than like the bottom team's output altogether. They've got a right back called Boog, and he's having a very, very, very difficult time of it. We seem to have like taken our foot off the gas, which is nice. Means that the video will not be like a nightmare of length. Let's have Rob Brain on. Shin Young-ho's had a hat-trick. Boom. Mil Reinders comes on. And he might actually have been on for the first time in a Titus Pétange shirt. Don't know. He's just been like rehabilitating from that injury. He's only been fit recently. Didn't concede a goal, did he? Alright. That's that. 6-0. What a way to say goodbye to the old stadium. Thank you very much, guys. Even though it's kind of a new stadium because of all the expansions that we did to it, it actually looks like a pretty decent stadium. A nice stadium. But we're looking for a 11,000 capacity one next year. Oh God, let's do again. Stade du Nouveau Moulin. Fantastic. One more game of the season. We'll not be showing that one because everything's already been settled, sealed, and signed, delivered, whatever. Differdange away in the BGL League. We are so clear. So clear. We had a little drop of, coefficient, so I don't think Jeunesse de Esch have a chance of qualifying for the Champions League. We will, of course, because we are champions of our league. That's kind of the reason why the European thing's called the Champions League in the first place. So, we'll get that opportunity. I have noticed nation details, generated players, youth rating's gone up to 48, which is nice. If that's the case, if it is going to help us... Oh, look, Stravesa's gone to Lens. Len Lon. That's interesting. The Jeunesse de Esch got rid of Stravesa. Oh. How much did they sell him for? Not much. Wow. All that service and you just get shoved off for £500,000. Jesus. No wonder why Jeunesse de Esch have fallen off. Yeah, so if this is the case, if the dynamic youth rating does kind of like get bumped up occasionally, or does work in our favour, then we will not do what we were talking about in the last episode, where if we went into a round further than what we expected, we would add an extra point. We would just work alongside the dynamic potential and help it along, essentially. So we'll have to see. If the dynamic youth rating works, then we will help it, get it bumped up by 1 or 2 for the things that we performed through the season. Or if it stops altogether, then we'll consider it. At the moment, I think 48 is quite a nice position to be in. To say that we started on like 29 or some shit. I can't remember when we started. But it's almost doubled. And I would say it should have almost doubled because this team is a good bloody team. I'm looking forward to what it can do in the next few years. I would have loved it to have Wassim Cabal in. But there you go. That's fate. He's moving to Lyon. And the person grabbing that opportunity fell right to his feet. And we've given him we've put a lot of money behind him. Mil Reinders. He's going to be the centre-back of the future. All right, 29 minutes. Sorry for the long episode, but there was a lot to talk about. And I'm a little bit tired and a little bit slow. I'm always slow, to be honest. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.